Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, and welcome to our session at YeurDreamin called Beyond CPQ Multi-Channel Sales with Revenue Cloud, where we will release or showcase the new Revenue Cloud from Salesforce. Maybe introductions are in order first. So my name is Joost van Elsuwe. I'm here together with Kobe Bernar. I hope he's visible on screen. Yes, he will. So I am co-founder and a quote-to-cash architect at Reditus. I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for close to 10 years. My primary specialization is with Salesforce CPQ and billing. And now with the release of Revenue Cloud, or I should say Revenue Cloud Advanced, also transitioning into that. Kobe?
And I'm Kobe, a lead developer at Reditus and employee number one, mainly with hands-on experience with CPQ development and now eager to make the transition to Revenue Cloud as well.
So maybe a little bit of an introduction first as well on the company that we work for. So we both work for Reditus. Reditus, I would like to say, is considered to be a little bit as the new kid on the block. So we were founded in 2022. We are here based in lovely Ghent in Belgium. And basically, Reditus is Latin for revenue, and we are specialized in everything that has to do with the revenue stream within Salesforce. So we do have capabilities on Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and basically the core clouds. Also, some expertise in the Marketing Cloud and Agentforce, but our primary specialization is still on the revenue stream and everything that's related to quote to cash, all the way from ideation, inception, business process optimization, solution design, also to build, and a lot of customers also depend on us for continuously evolving their technology platform to follow their change in business needs. Even though we are quite young, we have grown tremendously. We are now at 19 headcounts. So I'm hoping that we can hit the 20 soon, but we do have quite a senior team. So average years of experience with us is about 6 years, and we hope to hit the 100 certification mark as well very soon, where, as you can see, the primary focus is in the CPQ and billing side, and we're looking forward to seeing a Revenue Cloud certification out soon as well. As this is quite a niche session, not everybody is involved in CPQ on a day-to-day basis or in billing on a day-to-day basis. You may have encountered it or not on some of your projects. You may think about implementing it or learning it someday. But for those that are new, maybe setting the scene a little bit on quote to cash, what it is and what is it good for, basically. Why do companies need a nice quote to cash journey in the first place? I always thought, isn't that difficult, honestly, selling something, invoicing something. But whenever we are dealing with Revenue Cloud or with a lot of our existing Salesforce CPQ and billing customers, they've chosen for a quote to cash solution for a reason. When we look at the high tech vertical, usually we're confronted with very difficult product catalogs with a lot of product SKUs, also SKUs products that are governed by rules. You cannot sell A without B, complicated bundles governed by these business rules, and so on. Think about configuring a computer or configuring a car. Yeah. We also have a lot of customers in the SaaS business where you're dealing with a complicated mix of products and services. You might have some professional services. You might have a lot of recurring business as well as usage-based business, and ensuring that is all offered to the clients in a meaningful way, as well as invoiced correctly. You have your revenue recognition process, your payments, and so on. In order to deal with those complexities, we also have to rely on a good technology stack. And also in the manufacturing, think about manufacturing, certainly in a B2B context. You might have a lot of complicated pricing agreements through various account hierarchies and whatnot to make sure that everything is quoted and priced correctly. A lot of customers depend on our offering as well. If you look at it from a process point of view, it usually starts with the product catalog and price management, having a good overview of all of your different SKUs, all of your different products, and the rule set that governs these products, as well as price management, anything that goes from a basic list price to basic differentiation, depending on geography, business unit, customer segment, to sometimes quite complicated use cases that customers struggle with. If you look at it from the CPQ side, which we will primarily focus on today, it's all about configuring a deal, using those rules, pricing that correctly, sending it out for approval to make sure that the discounting is not off and so on, and then eventually creating a proposal for your customer. Doesn't end there. There is a big piece on order management as well, where you would create an order that is then used for provisioning, fulfillment, order orchestration, and as well to the invoicing system, where Revenue Cloud Advanced is also offering a big offering on the billing solution as well. Yeah. This process hasn't changed, but the technology stack supporting that process has changed tremendously over the years. And that's what we're here to talk about today, where I entered the ecosystem, like I mentioned, in 2016. And it's at that point in time that SteelBrick got acquired by Salesforce. So that was my very first project, and I stuck to it ever since. SteelBrick became Salesforce CPQ, where it was there to support the quoting processes, because of the different complexities that I just mentioned that couldn't be developed with the standard Sales Cloud offering, or where a lot of companies tried to develop it using the standard Sales Cloud, but then ultimately looked to a more future-proof solution such as CPQ. There was also the Velocity acquisition that is running in parallel, that offering that is more focused on certain industries. Billing solutions also existed, so Salesforce Billing extended Salesforce CPQ. And now today we are at the Revenue Cloud on Core, and that's what we're here to talk about today. What's the big leap? What is it all about? And what are the possibilities, especially looking beyond CPQ into the possibilities where it's about omni-channel or multi-channel sales. Revenue Cloud Advanced, quite a fresh product. It was launched last year. So the entire ecosystem, as I'm sure some of you are watching, is getting enabled, is getting that first initial hands-on experience. Everybody's treading the waters a little bit, doing various proof of concepts, like the one that we will show you today. But we're very excited. It's an interesting time to be in this space, because we do see some heavy investments by Salesforce from a roadmap point of view. We see that every quarter there's a tremendous amount of items on that roadmap that are getting released. So we're very excited to see that happening. And we basically see two types of stuff, or according to the way that I'm looking at it, I see two types of stuff. That's incremental improvements from Salesforce CPQ, but also some more disruptive improvements. Read new stuff that we couldn't do before, that we're excited that we can make work today. When I look at some incremental changes, there's increased pricing flexibility. Salesforce CPQ was quite extensive when it came to pricing optimization, but you were always stuck with a certain sequence in which your prices were calculated. That has been optimized. There's basically endless freedom, but it also means that as an implementation partner, keeping best practices in mind and architecting the whole thing became a little bit more challenging. Improved reusability, especially when I look at the product catalog. Salesforce CPQ was primarily SKU based, where you would have to create product after product after product and then build attributes on these products. Revenue Cloud Advanced has taken a more agnostic approach, where you are going to build a product model, and then based off that model, build individual products, which of course increases reusability tremendously as well. Increased scalability. Salesforce CPQ, when it came to large quotes, would hit soft limit around 300, 400 quote lines. Revenue Cloud promises to extend that tremendously. I'm speaking thousands, but also thousands of lines in the future. CPQ and billing came with usage-based functionality, but Revenue Cloud Advanced has expanded on that quite a bit. There's a tremendous amount of functionality related to metering and rating. When I talk about the more disruptive changes, what we will show today, it's it's more transactional. It's less, I would call it less sequential than Salesforce CPQ. With Salesforce CPQ, you would have to create a quote, an order, create your contract. And if you want to make changes to that contract, you would need to create another quote to do your price calculations and product configuration and so on. That has changed a little bit, where within Revenue Cloud Advanced, it doesn't really matter the object that you're working with. You can call the Revenue Cloud Advanced functionality on any object. Imagine if you are working on a work order within field service, and you would need a price calculation there for whatever reason, and you don't necessarily want to push your field technician towards the quoting phase, then yes, you can do that with Revenue Cloud Advanced. And that solves quite a lot of use cases that we've experienced in the past where we had to customize. We don't need to do that anymore today. And that's because it's an API first design, omnichannel and integrated. We have the ability to call all the functionalities of Revenue Cloud when it comes to, hey, is this product eligible? Hey, give me my set of products that I need. Give me a price. I am this customer. I need to have this product priced. All of that is possible within Salesforce as you're building a quote, within Salesforce on any object, but also outside of Salesforce. And that's the use case that we will look into together with Kobe in just a minute. And that is that has to do with having that ability to, on a web shop or maybe in the app of the customer and so on, offer a seamless self-service experience using those APIs. We're transitioning now a little bit to a demo. So from my point of view, I will show you guys a demo of a fictional use case that we're working on, and I will do that inside of Salesforce. So introducing Checkout. So who is Checkout? It's a company that offers point of sale solutions for retail and hospitality. And they have some software that they offer, some hardware and so on. And they're looking to enable both their sales team to sell these items from Salesforce, as well as customers or maybe partners, anybody basically that you don't want to have access to your Salesforce, but expose that functionality to the outside world. And we want to do that still maintaining that 360 view that we will circle back to. So we'll sell internally, but also sell from an external platform, but everything will be consolidated in Salesforce at the end of the day. The left-hand side is Sven Sales. The right-hand side is Clara customer. So Sven Sales is enthusiastic about selling a new deal to Your Cafe. So I will go in Salesforce, I will go to the account, Your Cafe, and I will have that end-to-end click path, basically creating my opportunity, creating my quote, adding my products, pricing them, and then ultimately accepting my quote and persisting the stuff that I've just sold to the what we call the install base. So it will create an order and it will create a contract. But then later, Sven doesn't want to bother with deals that don't mean a lot in terms of revenue, where it might be better that Clara can do some kind of self-service on her end if she wants to upgrade, downgrade, buy something that she already has experience with, so she can just navigate to the self-service portal that Kobe will demonstrate and that Kobe has built, where Clara has access to her install base and access to all the products that we are eligible to sell to Clara. So here we are, time for the demo. We're going to role play a little bit. So I'm taking the role of Sven from sales. And Sven from sales is starting his day within Salesforce, and he's going to create a quote for YeurDreamin, or sorry, Your Cafe, as we've discussed, where he's going to offer the checkpoint or the checkout solutions to our customer, Your Cafe. So I'm on an account. I'm within Salesforce. I already created an opportunity for this account. Then here, as you can see on my opportunity, I have my standard quote object. So Revenue Cloud Advanced does no longer use any managed package object. It's all moved to core Salesforce. So this object is a standard quote object. There's no longer the SBQQ quote available. So I'm going to create a new quote on my opportunity. This hasn't really changed. So it's one opportunity, multiple quotes that I can have. And then it will also ask me to select a price book just as in the standard process. Cafe quote, and I select my account, and then I save my quote. When I navigate to my quote, then I have my quote details, I have my related items, but most importantly, I have my quote line items. And this is something that will look new to a lot of you guys. This is no longer using something called the quote line editor. This is now within Salesforce that I have access to a component here that is called the quote line items. Okay, so I will use this button here, browse catalog on the top right. I'm going to select my price book that I want here. Again, price book is just for the base price of my products. I can further extend and tweak the price setting, and we will see more on that later. Hit save. And now I'm taken to a list of my catalogs. So product discovery already happens. So if I'm not eligible to sell certain items, certain products to this account, maybe because the account is of a particular segment, or maybe I am a sales rep of a particular country that's not allowed to do certain things, then that product qualification or disqualification is automatically done right now. But I still have access to these 3 catalogs, and I'm going to offer some hardware to your cafe to keep things going at the bar later in the event. So here I have access to a number of products. I'm going to configure the complete point of sale solution. So I can hit configure here, and then you can see that it's asking me to basically define the parameters, the attributes, the different sub-products that the customer would like to have. And this experience is basically going to be mimicked later on the webshop portal in a different format, in a more customer-oriented, friendly way. But it's essentially using the same set of rules. We are always pinging back and forth between Salesforce and the webshop that Kobe has built. Okay, so I'm going to go for the checkout point of sale tablet because we want to keep things mobile and moving. I'm going for a one-time charge. I could also sell this as recurring revenue, but your cafe has opted to basically use a one-time charge for it. And it's asking me to further configure the checkout point of sale tablet, which I will do. I have to select a display that I would like, the screen size for the tablet, some additional point of sale features, but I believe they already have been selected, and also some technical details. What kind of graphics, memory, processor would we go for? I'm going for this graphics. I'm going for this processor. But when we take a look at the memory, I'm going to enable instant pricing here for a second. You can see that as I change the different memory available, that's also adjusting the price, as you can see at the bottom right. So it went up because I'm going for 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know how powerful we would like our point of sale solution to be, but that seems like a pretty powerful computer to me to do some sales. But only the best for your cafe. So I save my configuration. You can see a summary of everything that I have. I've also have the handheld scanner. As you can see here, that's automatically selected. There's some accessories, there's some software as well to go with it. That comes back to that product configuration aspect of Revenue Cloud Advanced. So when I hit save and exit, all of that is basically transitioned to my quote line editor, to my quote line items here, where you can see the breakdown of the different products that I have selected. Okay. I could navigate to my product catalog once again. Maybe the customer is interested in some additional software. I'm going to offer some hospitality plus. Maybe I will even offer 2 items of that. And then I hit add, and that is then again pushed to my quote. So it's important that we take a step back here. So I have my complete point of sale solution and 2 times my hospitality plus. That's on my quote. And then later when Carla comes to the web shop, or Clara comes to the web shop, Clara customer, then you'll see that she will see the different items that she previously purchased. She can upgrade, downgrade, extend, and so on, but also buy new stuff. So For the sake of time, we will assume that this quote has been approved internally, that it has been sent to the customer has signed off, and that the quote is ultimately accepted. So I will mark the quote as accepted. So I have completed my quote configuration, and I am now ready to create my order. I hit create order, and my order is automatically created, as we can see here. The order will contain the different items that I've sold to your cafe. So we're almost ready to open the bar, but not quite close. So all of the products are here. And then when we move this order to activate it, this is typically to kick off the provisioning process. So sending and shipping all these items to your bar, or also kicking off the billing aspect, of course, to make sure that we are paid for our checkout services. So I'll mark this as activated. I forgot to add a billing contact. Where is my bill to contact? It's here. Voila. Just in case, appropriately named. And now I can proceed with activating my order. Voila. So this is the end of our demonstration from an inside sales point of view. So I've now have offered these products to my friends at your cafe. And then now we will talk a little bit about the webshop experience that we've implemented, that is basically going to repeat this experience, but from the perspective of a customer.
So we've now looked on how to configure our quotes inside of Salesforce. And now I'm going to give you a brief overview of the technology we are going to use in our webshop to basically achieve the same thing. So first things first, product discovery. As we do in the Salesforce org, we need to fetch all of the products, the catalogs, the categories, and the products on our website. For this, we are using the product discovery APIs, and we can use the same rules for qualification as we do inside of Salesforce. Or we can build our own custom rules. For instance, what we are doing on the website is selling different products for different countries, and we can extend the basic functionality for that, or we can create our own tables. Also, if we want to sell different products to different accounts, everything basically is possible. Then the products themselves. So we have retrieved the list, and we can, of course, get our product details as well. First of all, we can do basic pricing. This is done using pricing procedures. What these are is basically you can build a flow to build a price waterfall. What we do in CPQ, but we can fully customize it, and we can return all of the relevant information to us. For discovery, it's basic. So you have your options. You can sell it one time or term defined. Then it can have a list price, or you can get like a custom price for a different customer. And then we also pull in the basic configuration. So you can see we get like a big JSON string from Salesforce. And then we can use that to, as you see on the right, build our custom UIs. We can mimic what's in Salesforce, as we can see here, or we can go completely custom and build something completely different for our web portal. Then when we have our product, we can move on to the pricing. For this, we use, as I said before, the pricing procedures and the context definitions. What this is basically, a context definition is kind of a cache representation of data. You don't need to do any database operations, so you don't need to insert a quote, insert an opportunity. You can just populate some JSON data, send that off to the pricing API, and then it will execute the pricing procedures based on your inputted data, and it will output the price. Like you can see here, you can have like a very simple context. As we can see here, we have a cart with a couple of properties, and then we get a price, or by default, Salesforce has a sales transaction context, which basically encompasses all of the functionality that Revenue Cloud Advanced has to offer. Then we can also place transactions. So we can either directly go to an order, or we can start from a quote. We can build automation to, for instance, automatically accept that order, so we automatically get assets. And we can even have pricing support. So for instance, if you just want a customer that wants an offer for a product, then it will execute all of the default pricing in Salesforce, all of the product rules, and it will just create that data in Salesforce as if a sales would enter it. This uses the composite graph API, which is a bit technical. It's basically a string of a bunch of API requests, and then we can create our order or a quote and all of its related records. And then last but not least, the asset actions. So we can do all of the asset lifecycle operations. We can amend, we can cancel, and we can renew, all with a simple API call, and that will automatically either generate a quote or an order. So we don't have to follow that same path we have in CPQ, where when we need to create an amendment, you have a new amendment opportunity, a new amendment quote, order, and so on. We can just do it in one single transaction, and then everything will be handled for us. And that's it. Now we can show the actual demo on the website. So we are at the website. I am now a Clara customer, and I want to adjust some of the purchases that were previously made, and configure maybe some new products. So first things first, we need 2 additional point of sale solutions. So I'm going to go to our asset view, where we will demonstrate the amendment API, and I'm going to increase the quantity of our complete solution by 2. And this will now generate an amendment order. Just going to Salesforce briefly to show it to you. Right now we can see we have the complete solution with an additional quantity of 2. The Retail Plus hasn't been incremented, since that's not a proportionally scaled product. So all good, we have 2 additional solutions. As you saw previously, we also added the Hospitality Plus solution, but that product wasn't assetizable, so no assets are created for that, which is good. So everything works as we expect. Now we need another product. First going to showcase the product discovery API a bit. So we can go to our hardware catalog. We have a list of products. Going to go to the accessories sub or category, and here we can see we're based in Belgium, so we have this keyboard waffle iron that we have for sale, and this is a region locked product. If you see, we switch to NL, and then we get a stroopwafel oven instead that we can add to our cart. So that's basically the qualification rules in action, and it's very flexible, as you can see. We are going to go to the hardware catalog again, and we are going to again configure a complete point of sale solution, but this time with slightly less RAM memory for our tablet. So you can see we have the tablet here again. We have all of the attributes and the attributes categories. So we can build our custom UI on top of what Salesforce is sending us back. I'm going to configure this as one time again, and again increase the RAM. So I'm going to pick 16 gigabyte this time, and you can see that the price has been incremented. It was also quite fast, so I can just go ahead, change the RAM, and it will just work as expected, and we will get near instant pricing from Salesforce, which was unthinkable using CPQ previously. We save this to our bundle. What we need still. we're going to add a stylus because why not? And then we can add this to our cart. And then we are going to add another printer as well. So that's it. We have basically added a couple more products to our cart, and now we are going to our cart itself. As you can see, it's being instantly priced, all of the items, and we also have a mechanism to apply coupon codes, because why not? So we can give a flat 20 discount, apply our coupon, and as you can see, the prices have changed. And also if we increase the quantity of our bundle, for instance, you can see the pricing changes, and it's quite fast. So now we are ready to order our cart. We can just click order, and that will initiate the create transaction API. We're going to navigate to our order in Salesforce, and we can see we have added 2 printers because we have added them twice, and we have added 4 additional complete point of sale solutions. And then if we go to our assets again, you can see that they're instantly, the orders have been instantly accepted because of some automation we have built, and the customer is immediately up to date.
So thank you for that wonderful, wonderful demo of not only showing the inside sales journey, but as well the customer experience of what it could look like if we were to implement this on a partner page, on a customer page, or even in app at some of our customers. So some of the key takeaways we would like to wrap up with. So Revenue Cloud is a new product. So it is like with any new products, it's still evolving, it's still being developed, but it is a very promising product. And we're learning to work with it with ups and downs. We are enabling ourselves here, but we do see the potential, and we do believe moving forward that a lot of the use cases that we had over the years that sometimes were a little bit off in that can be resolved now with some of the functionality that we see in Revenue Cloud Advanced. We see that it offers improvements both in incremental but also more drastic ways. Incremental ways is the more extended scalability, having quotes with thousands of lines, but as well the reusability in the product catalog, moving from a more SKU-based design to product model-based design, but also some more drastic changes. And one of those more drastic improvements is what we've just seen today is the API first design, where we've built, or Kobe has built, a web shop that directly interacts with all of the point and click product configuration and pricing configuration that we've done in Revenue Cloud Advanced, but as well giving access to external actors outside of Salesforce to use that. So we hope that you guys found it an interesting session and that you enjoy our point of sale solutions at the bar later. If you have any questions, any thoughts, feedback, feel free to connect with Kobe or myself online. Our email addresses were in the initial slide, or as well connect on LinkedIn, and we hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.